Hi there, Dr. Jill White here, licensed pharmacist, certified personal trainer, peptide specialist, and the owner of Innovate Wellness, where I bring medical weight loss to people like you. And also, I partner with practitioners to offer medical weight loss to your clients without worry about stepping out of your scope. If you're interested in either of those, please check out my website, innovatewellness.com. But this video is actually a weight loss update for my own personal GLP-1 journey. Maybe you've been following me the past almost 11 weeks. I have been trying to keep very real-time updates on how it's going, things that come up, etc. So today in this video, I'm going to give you my week 11 update, how much weight I've lost, and a few other things that I find interesting. Maybe you're wondering why I do these videos. And it really is a couple of reasons, but mostly to break the stigma of using a GLP-1, whether it be for a diagnosis of diabetes or for weight loss. I know multiple people who are either on a GLP-1, have been on one before, but are no longer, or are even considering taking and using a GLP-1, but they are ashamed. They're embarrassed to say that they're on it or have been on it. And I think that's so sad that society has made us feel like we are either, I don't know what people feel like, if they feel inadequate, if they feel like they're cheating. I guess that is the way I used to see it, is that if you're using a GLP-1, you're cheating. But I obviously have come full circle and want to break the stigma. If you struggle with food noise, if you have yo-yoed your whole life, if you cannot lose 20, 30, 40, 50 plus pounds, you don't have a contraindication, then I'm telling you, you're doing yourself a disservice. You're doing your health a disservice by not utilizing the tool, a GLP-1, to help you lose weight and do it really pretty easily. Yes, it takes time. It takes consistency, but it makes the journey so much more simple. I've said stories about this before where I used to just have so much, like I couldn't wait to go back to get some baked goods. They're my weakness, baked goods. Couldn't wait to go back to the bakery. Like I would only go on Fridays. Well, then the next week, okay, well, it's Thursday, it's almost Friday, or like I've only been to the bakery once or twice in 11 weeks now. I think just once in the 11 weeks where I was going every week and could not wait to go. So do yourself a favor and consider it and help me break the stigma of utilizing a GLP-1 to lose weight. There is nothing wrong with it. Honestly, look at the research. There is a ton of research on the health benefits of utilizing GLP-1s in addition to the health benefits of losing weight and not being 50 pounds overweight. Anyways, okay, so off my soapbox, at least for now. I am, like I said, almost at 11 weeks. I technically started on a Monday, but now I do Friday weigh-ins. So I miss Friday, Saturday. I miss about 3 days always when I'm doing my weekly ones, but whatever. I'll call it 11 weeks. I've lost 22 pounds as of this morning. So I'm very excited. That obviously averages out to 2 pounds a week. There's been some weeks where it was 1.5 pounds. There's been some weeks where it's 2.5 pounds, but averaging out to be 2 pounds a week, which is perfect. Slow weight loss, exactly what you want. You don't want to lose weight faster than that. Your skin literally like can't keep up with it. And like that's one of my things, is making sure that my skin keeps up with it. And I do that in a couple of ways. A, not losing weight too fast, which will bring me back to my dose. I'll talk about my dose in a minute. Not losing weight too fast, eating enough protein, literally maybe less than a handful of days. So 11 weeks is 77 days. Less than a handful of days, I've eaten less than my 120 grams of protein. Probably 3 days, maybe, I don't know. It doesn't matter the exact number, but getting the protein, helping, your structure is protein. Your body is made up of protein. Your muscles are protein. You have to eat your protein. Okay. I always say that. Like, no, it's not hard to lose weight on GLP-1, The work that it takes, though, is eating enough protein and lifting weights 2 to 3 times a week. And other than a back injury, which I actually had to sit out for about a month due to it in the past 11 weeks, that's what you do. And then on top of those two things, to make sure you're losing weight at the 2 pounds per week, is not going up in dose when you shouldn't go up in dose. In clinical trials, yes, they had to stick with a particular rhythm. Every 4 weeks, they were increasing their dose. But in real life, if you are losing weight at 2 pounds a week and maybe even still struggling, not struggling, that might be the wrong word, but you're satisfied. You're not struggling, we'll say, where you're not struggling with overeating. You are eating just, the calories that you need, then there's no reason to go up in dose. A minimum effective dose is what you want from your GLP-1. You want to only lose 2 pounds a week. You don't want to be able to not eat at all and lose 4 pounds a week, right? Because then that's when half of it, 40% of it or more, is muscle. And that's not the way you want to lose weight. So that brings me to today. Today would be a day that I should increase my dose. I've been on 5 milligrams because I'm on Tirzepatide. And so the dose for Tirzepatide is 2.5 milligrams, 5 milligrams, 7.5 milligrams, and so on. So today is supposed to be my increase from 5 milligrams to 7.5 milligrams. However, like I just said, I've been consistently losing 2 pounds a week. Sometimes I struggle to eat enough early in the day because I still have this mindset that I'm working on where I save a lot of calories for the evening because what if I want them? What if I get hungry? What if, right? So I won't be hungry through the day really. So I just don't eat as much. I mean, I still use my shakes, which is a great thing. That's an easy way to get your protein in. I'm just going to make a video about my shakes that I use. But at the end of the day, like I have a target of 1,600 calories. That's just for me. That's for my lifestyle. That's for me wanting to lose weight. And I don't follow my macros other than I know my calories that my goal is right now, 1,600. And I know my protein, 120 grams. Those are my goals. I do often eat over my protein a little bit, but I haven't hit 1,600 calories easily in a few days. Like I'm sitting at about 13 to 1,400 calories and I don't want to eat less than that for sure. I want to hit 1,600 and honestly, well, I'll say that in a second too. So I think that I'm not going to increase my dose today to 7.5 milligrams. I think I'm going to stick to 5 milligrams and then see how that goes for another week and then reassess. Of course, you should be working with your provider on your dose. This is not medical advice. This is what I'm doing personally after talking with my provider who knows I'm a pharmacist and lets me dose a little bit how I deem fit. But working with your provider, I don't think I need to dose up. I don't think I need to increase my dose. And I haven't given myself the injection today, so I'll have to check back in and let you know what I finally decide. But I don't think I'm going to increase my dose. The great thing about compounded medications is that it's not a pre-filled syringe. You're not forced to use a particular dose. And literally, I could pull up anywhere from you can pull up any dose that you want when it's compounded because you're pulling it up into a syringe. But anyways, um, I was going to say something else and then I stopped myself and now I don't remember what it was that I was going to say. You don't want to lose, oh, also at 22 pounds, I'm almost halfway to my goal. If you remember, and I've talked about it a little bit, my initial goal was 50 pounds, a 50-pound weight loss. And so I'm now at 22 pounds in 11 weeks. And I think I'm going to let myself lose really mm, 7-ish more pounds. Like I have numbers and I almost said the number just now, but I still am not quite ready to like release the numbers soon. I'm getting there and pictures, like legitimate pictures. But I think about 7 more pounds. I've been there. I feel pretty comfortable there. And that's really what my initial goal was, to be comfortable in my skin, right? That's the most important thing, is be comfortable with yourself, have confidence. So in about 7 pounds or so, we'll see, but I think I'm going to really increase my calories back up to more maintenance calories instead of being at my decreased 1600 in a fat loss phase. And maybe hold there for a little bit of time, really maybe increase my time in the gym from 2 to 3 days a week up to 4 days a week, lift a little bit more, and really focus in on recomping. And that just means stands for recomposition, right? Like really working on my muscle and letting my body lose fat, but it's more of a one-to-one, like instead of the number going down, you're gaining muscle and losing fat at a closer, even balance. So the number doesn't really go down as much during that time. And like I said, I will have increased my calories to make that happen. And I think I might do that for a month or so, right? Like let my skin catch up with my weight loss. I always point to my face. Of course, I care about the skin on my body too, but let my skin catch up with my weight loss, recomp, get a little bit more muscle going, because I know that month I was out of the gym for my back, I'm pretty sure I did lose a little bit of muscle mass there. And as you know, I'm totally against women any woman losing muscle, but as we age, especially, we don't want to have losing muscle. Sarcopenia leads to osteoporosis, leads to broken hips, leads to death. So we're not losing muscle. Um, but I think that's my goal. And that's the beauty. Okay, let me just say that. That's the beauty of working with someone that can help you make this an art form. It's not just about, I'm going to lose weight. Like I'm turning this into this really fantastic journey that I'm loving. And that's right. You hear everybody trust the process, love the process, right? It's not about the destination, it's the journey. Um, but it's kind of fun, like seeing what the human body can do and working with it. And as much as some people are just like, no, I'm just in a hurry. I want to lose 50 pounds and be 50 pounds thinner and lose all these sizes. You have to think about the fallout. You have to think about the fallout of muscle. You have to think about the fallout of loose, saggy skin and be smart about it. And that is what I'm really trying to do and what I'm really trying to convey here in these journals during my journey. So I hope you found this informative and interesting, and I would love to hear your thoughts on just this idea of taking your weight loss journey and really owning it and making it what you want it to be and making your body what you want it to be. It's not just about the number on the scale, it's everything else about it too. Like I said, the shape that you're going to look, your actual aesthetic with muscle underneath your skin that's not saggy, all the things. But let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear your thoughts on that. And make sure and to subscribe to my channel because I will continue with these updates. In addition, I don't know if you've noticed, I have also released several just educational and informative videos about some questions that people ask me, right? Like one of the videos I released recently is, and I'll link it in the comments, do I have to take a GLP-1 forever? Like what happens after I lose the weight? So I have a video on that. Also, I have a video just talking about injections and syringes, lots of good stuff. If you have any other ideas of videos you would like to hear, also please drop those ideas in the comments because that's my favorite thing to do, is just to help educate and bring information, empower people, and break the stigma of utilizing a tool to help you be healthier. That's what we're doing. And I look forward to reading your comments. Until next time, have a good one.